If I can just get straightened out, work with me here for a little bit, guys. I want to tried to go live on the television or preset the recording, but I screwed it all up as usual. Leave it to me. Actually had it in landscape and everything for the first time ever. Did that by accident. And of course, everything went haywire. So let me get the live up on the television. And then we'll get everything dialed in here. Okay, there we go. I can see you guys leaving comments. And that's not too bad. I wish we were in landscape. But that's not too bad. Little lag on the television. Get you guys a little shot at the fireplace. And this is a little construction I'm doing up here, building a soffit, so ignore that. We are under construction. If you own a home, you know it never ends. So let's see what we got in here, guys. Came packaged pretty well, I have to say. UPS treated us fairly nicely. There's really no major things on the box whatsoever. Now one little tear in the back there, but not bad at all. I don't expect there to be any damage with that. I guess we're going to need our knife. Let's see here. And of course it's crappy weather here today. Who knew? Wait a week or so on delivery. Yes, actually the last 2 days were real good weather for around here this time of year anyway. And today bike arrives and it's a muddy mess. We've got snow in the forecast all day into this evening. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good here. Just making sure. Cindy D, welcome. We're doing an unboxing. Sorry if you got a little sidetracked with my scheduled live. I'm not real good with the world today. First world problems, as they say. Let's see what we got in here. Looks like our pedals. A little wrench. What's in this little guy? That's our charger. So that there we definitely want. Because we're going to get this puppy charging as soon as possible. You guys see Lola down there in the floor? She loves boxes, man. Here's your box. There's your box. We're going to get that box. A lot of excitement going on, so she's curious. All right, we'll set that to the side. Looks like we've got our pedals. I'm guessing that this might be for the rack on the back. An Allen wrench. A couple Allen wrenches actually. There's one in the bag, a bigger one here, and this combination wrench, which would be real handy to carry with me on the bike, and a little baby wrench as well. I bet that's for the pedals. Just thinking out loud. Maybe the other side. Yep, that's what I figured. Alright, so this is our little toolkit here. If I take my eyes off the television, I don't see you guys' comments, so excuse me for that. I'll try to keep my eye on it so I can keep up with the chat. Let's see if we can slide this monster out of here. I'm gonna guess this might be the battery. Lola is right in the way as usual. Pretty heavy, so I'm guessing this is our battery, guys. Packaged very well. Also, bubble wrap all the way around it. There's another box. Get that box. There's another box. You better get all those boxes. You're on box control. Oh yeah, she's always helping. She helps too much. She is an absolute lunatic. But if you want a dog that's high energy, a lot of drive, smart, is, you know, just unimaginably smart. You can teach her anything you want to teach her in 5 minutes. I'm dead serious. She will learn in 5 minutes, done, without a problem. But they're extremely high drive. She was real aggressive in the beginning until we signed her up for some school, and she was around other dogs. Some things you just can't teach a dog, especially of her breed, because these guys were bred with dingo, so they got a touch of wild in them. And she was very food aggressive. Try to take a bone out of her mouth, man, she'd eat you alive. So those things are pretty tough to discipline. Let's see, we got somebody else in the chat there. Teach her how to say big chat. What's happening, big chat? Thinking about you. Right on. Talking in the chat amongst yourselves. Big Chap is interested in getting one of these bikes. Not sure about this brand, but I know he's in the market. And I will definitely keep you guys posted with, you know, how it does. We'll go live on a ride, taking it out. Not today, of course. Like I said, the weather is horrible, of course, today. Okay, we got a little sticker on there that's partially broken. Right out of the box, and says if you remove it, the warranty is void. So She's a little bit of an issue there on the side, I'm noticing. But the seal's not broken, so I guess that's the main part. Alright, I'm going to get this thing plugged in immediately, guys. So bear with me, and we will start unpackaging some more stuff. I'm not sure how long this will take to charge. If it's completely dead, I would probably guess 6 to 8 hours, but I would imagine it's probably partially charged. But we'll see here in a second. I think we can just put that right here by the fireplace. Plug that baby into there, it looks like. Plug this baby into there, it looks like. So we've got 120 volt cord into the wall from the charger. Now we're showing a green light. And let's see where we plug in. Not seeing the plug-in. No, that can't be it. So that's showing me 3 bars. So you guys can see that little button here. You press that, showing 3 bars. I think you guys can see that. So we're partially, 3/4 charged there. Maybe it's under here. You'll see a little flat. Not sure if that's a hinge or where it comes off. Okay, that's a little tab where it pulls it off. Okay, so it's right in here, guys. It's a little flat. And it looks like a little USB port too. So you could charge your cell phone or whatever, a light or what have you, when you're out and about on the trails. You got a little USB charge port on there. So we'll get that plugged in. Okay, it went red on the charger, telling us that it's not completely charged. Okay, well, if you're anything like me, just by picking up something, you know quality. And I can tell you this thing's a monster. It did all I could do to drag it in here. I think it weighs about 80 pounds, give or take, maybe a pound or two. So it's, quite the monster. So what I'm going to do is just cut the side of the box here instead of trying to pull it out. Let me grab a flashlight. How fast does this bike go? They claim, I believe on the website, Cindy, 35 miles per hour. And that's without pedaling. I believe it was 35. I have seen a couple different YouTube clips of this bike with them doing 35 plus pedaling. So, all that kind of varies with e-bikes. It's extremely hard to just, say apples to apples with every individual because, this person weighs more than this person. This person may live on flat ground. This person may live you know, in a hilly environment. You know, there's so many variables, the wind, so it's not quite as simple as, you know, a normal vehicle. So it's kind of a new world that we're going into. So all those things are huge variables when it comes to electric vehicles, bikes, all that kind of stuff. So it looks like we're pretty clear down the side. So I'm going to cut there. Watch out, Lola. Good girl. And then we're going to cut down this side. That'll be a whole lot easier than lifting that thing out of there. Set the knife over here. Yeah, I got the step-through model, big chap. I read something on Reddit, other people talking about it, and of course, you know, everybody's going to ride different, like I was saying. Some people, you know, drive their cars even, like high school sophomores, and that's why they break stuff as soon as they get it. Leave it. Leave it. Yes, good girl. So people were saying issues with the shock and things like that. I mean, I don't want to say issues, but just weren't happy with it. You know, a couple different people that I had read on one forum. So they were going to upgrade it, of course, in this price range. This is kind of the bottom of the line as far as price for, you know, this much bike for what you're getting. It's priced at $19.99. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay, yeah, we're good. So, $19.99. It did cost me, I think it was almost a couple $100 for shipping, 3-day UPS shipping. But this thing came like 2,000 miles, guys. It came from Chicago area, and I'm out here near the West Coast. So, you know, if you're back east, it would be 1,000 miles, or if you're in the middle of the country, it'd be right around the corner. And they do allow people to actually pick up the bikes at their warehouse. So they're, you know, they actually have a physical warehouse here in the States, which was huge for me. You can find these bikes for $1,000, $1,200 all over Amazon, but they're coming straight from China, most likely. Customer service, you're going to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. If you got something wrong, good luck. I mean, that's where it's going to be. I've asked these people multiple questions on their website. You can go right into, we'll call it like a chat, you know, a direct message or a text, whatever you want to call it, right on their website that you can ask them questions, and literally within a few minutes, they usually get right back to you, you know, during business hours, of course. Excuse me. But they are top notch that I've seen so far. No complaints as far as customer service. I've asked them what was the seat post diameter. They responded to me with that answer. Other questions I've asked, I can't remember offhand. Of course, you're drawing a blank when you're trying to think back when you're under the gun. But you know, multiple questions I've asked them, and they've always responded extremely fast. So that's the point I'm trying to get across anyway. So without customer service, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? Or this is wrong and that's wrong, then, you know, you've got problems. So back to Big Chap was talking about, I got the Cruiser. These are on the Freedom is what they call it. Is on back order till May 15th. So if you do a pre-order, she's having a ball in that box. If you do the pre-order, you get a $200 discount right now, so it's still $19.99. So after May 15, I assume is when they're gonna raise the price back up to the $2,200 on that one. So plus delivery, of course, depending on where you're at, a couple $100 out, all the way out west for, I think it was 3-day delivery, and it was delivered in 3 days. And it said business days actually. I ordered it, I believe, on Friday, and here it is Tuesday, it's here. So extremely happy with the shipping. And we don't have very good luck with UPS out my way. I'm out in the suburbs. So I honestly wasn't expecting it until tomorrow. Even though UPS said it would be here today, but I've heard that lie a million times. And they actually took pretty good care of it. Like I say, the box wasn't really damaged at all. So this, the one little, I guess that one's just from the inside out. But down here, that's the one spot that had a hole in the box. And it looks like it was on the axle side, opposite of the gears. So that's the best place for that to have a hole in the box. So I don't foresee any damage whatsoever. If there's any damage, it was most likely shipped that way. So this will tell us who we're dealing with. If there's any damage, you know, because I've had that happen before too, right? It's like you order something and it shows up damaged and the package is perfect. So you know they put it in the package messed up. Oh, it's a female Zapton, but yeah, she was born a Godzilla hound. She's not going to turn into one. This is after who knows how many days of training. It's just who she is, man. They're part dingo, so they're a little on the wild side, high energy. So you just give them something to mess with. Yeah, she's making a mess, but we can clean up the mess. It's just a box, so let her have at it. Alright, I've got a big tie wrap here. Let's cut this. Lots of packaging, guys. Lots of packaging. Definitely packaged it well. What do we have here? Oh, this must be our handlebars. Okay. Let's cut this one. Don't break our handlebars free. This will be where the battery goes. You guys are asking questions in the chat and I don't respond. Just retype it. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to keep my eye on the screen, but if I sit here and watch the screen constantly, we're not going to get anything done. So quick release on the seat post, which is nice. Just open it there and adjust the seat. Personally, these are good and bad. I may change it out to a bolt-on type. And the reason for that, if you're out in the public, somebody can just walk up and flip that switch and take your seat. So, you know, where we are in today, depending on where you live, you know where you live. You can trust people around where you live. You're living in the right spot. All right, got that loose. Let's get this guy loose. Now, I see we're showing Wicked on here, and I was wondering about that. I'm not sure if that's a permanent situation, or maybe this is the last of their stock. I'm sure it's a question that you guys could ask if you're interested. But they supposedly changed names, and I was a little leery about that. I think I researched somewhere, I think it was 2017 or 18, I think these guys started, or the earliest that I could find of record of them being in business. Lock your seat to the bike. Well, that's what I was saying. Lord's bike, it's just easier to get the regular clamp with an Allen wrench, and you just put it on there the old school way. I mean, they're nice if you're out and about with family, different people trying it out, riding it, but if you don't want it stolen, just put it on there with the old style clamp and walk away from it. And if you're the only one riding it, you don't need to change the different heights anyway, so. You can pick up one of those on Amazon. Just need to know the seat size. And actually this one, I wish I knew that. It's in my phone, and I'm recording with the phone right now. Trying to remember 20, I can't remember. I was trying to remember the diameter of the seat post. I emailed them or texted them basically on their website about what the size was. You know, actually, I'll drop that in the description. Let you guys know, because they gave me both sizes. They were actually different. The seat post size was different for the Freedom versus the Cruiser. So I would imagine the Cruiser was a little bit bigger. I would imagine it's because structurally probably needs to be, because it doesn't have the crossbar on the top. So back to why I didn't hold out on the Freedom. I read a couple reviews. I'm sure, like I was saying earlier, people drive like, you know, high school sophomores. So there's a couple negative things about the shocks and things, but something fell off there. Don't know what that was. We'll see here in a second. But you know, I'm an old man, so I'm not going to be riding it like a high school sophomore for sure. So I wasn't too concerned about that, but you're getting, you know, stock products. It's like buying a brand new car for $80,000 these days. You're going to get cracked tires on it. It's just reality. You're lucky to make it, you know, 20,000 miles, and you're going to need tires. It's just how they cut back on cost. So with the price range of this bike, they need to cut costs somehow. This thing is a 60-volt system, which is insane. I mean, they do have 72-volt out now. No baby. But very few are 72-volt that I've seen. and those are, you know, $5,000-6,000 bikes. So just way more than I was willing to spend for sure. She got into the plastic. I didn't see you get into that, you little munchkin. Pick up some of this stuff here. It's making a mess on me. But as far as the Freedom, if it was in stock, would I have went with the Freedom? I'm not going to say that I would for sure. You know, the Cruiser's just easier to get on and off, and the main reason I bought this bike was for her. I had a clip a while back where I made a gizmo that went on to the seat post where I tie her leash to it. So she runs beside me. Oh, that's where she's getting that plastic tape. Let me have that. Keep getting sidetracked. This dog is a handful. But yeah, I don't know. The Freedom, I mean, you get more for the same price. So naturally one would want more for the same price. But as far as me, you know, you're just basically getting the rear suspension. It's a full suspension bike. This one here has shocks on the front, your fork shocks. And with these massive sized tires, you're going to have a lot of bounce anyway on a fat tire. So personally, I probably would have still went with the Cruiser just because it's easier to get on and off. And, you know, I plan to have her with me a lot. So, you know, let's say, you know, a coyote comes out of nowhere, or a bear when I'm up in the mountains, or God forbid, even a mountain lion. You know, if an emergency situation was to happen and I had her with me on the bike, I definitely want to be able to get off those 2 seconds earlier, because 2 seconds is a lot of time if you're dealing with a mountain lion. So, you know, safety things like that, depends on what you personally are going to be using the bike for. If you're just commuting back and forth to work in the city, then, you know, you don't have those things to fear. So with me, I would have probably went with the Cruiser anyway. I went with the white. I just thought it looked cleaner. And plus I live in a desert. If you guys have ever been to a desert, well, you know black is as hot as it gets in the desert. Probably cook an egg on this bad boy in the summertime. So I went with the white because it would be cooler. Oh no. Let's see. I've got these quite a bit all over the place too. Nice little padding. I like that. Packaging, as you guys can see, is unbelievable. 3/4 of the battle here. Well, that's not going to come out yet. Alright, let's try to, well, maybe it's tied here. I see some more monster sized tie wraps. They are not playing when they package this thing. Get in here. Get that one. Good size tie wraps too. Alright, I'm going to try to spin this puppy out. Might be making a mistake. Now I can get to the opposite side. Cool, it still stands up. Well, it did. Just take your hands off of it, or your eye off of it, rather. All right. Let's get in here. Let me get this tire off here. joke. Tie wraps are not cheap. I can tell you that from being in the electrical industry. Good tie wraps like this, I bet these suckers are 50 cents a piece each. So that's something to be said too, guys. It very well might even be more these days. I know I've got some out in my shop. Parts must be manufactured at different locations. Explains all the packaging. Must be manufactured. Oh, I'm sure they're probably manufactured, yeah. But I'm guessing they probably package it in the States. You know, we know where all this stuff comes from as far as manufactured, for sure. And unfortunately, the country has gone so far at this point that you can't be competitive. Wow, I can't believe how light that is. That is insane, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, I can balance that on one finger. For as huge of a tire as this is, and you guys can see my hand across that puppy. Monster tire, and it weighs nothing. I mean, I doubt it weighs, definitely not 10 pounds. Probably closer to 5, I'd say 6 or 7 pounds. That's pretty crazy. Does need a little air though. Hope we don't have a flat right out of the box. But they probably ship it that way. If it goes on a plane or something like that, you got air pressures to deal with. Alright, moving on. Nope, leave it. I know, Daddy hit you in the head with it. Hit you in the head with it. It's the safest place in the world to hit you. I know. I know. Is a happy girl? Hugs. The hugs? Hugs. Yes, hugs. Yes. Kiss? A kiss? Yes. Oh, you're a good girl. Okay. Okay. Your paws in my beard. Alright, out of the way. Get the box. Get that box. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that box. Get that box. Tire wrap paradise. Oh, she's awesome, man. She is the best dog. Shake them up. Shake them up. Ouch. Alright, this looks like our axle for the tire. Stuck in the tire wrap there on the fork. One more. If I can get scissors in there. Got it. Alrighty. Whew. somewhere. Let's get this side. Get this side naked. More tie wraps. Man. Talk about some packaging. You don't think they packaged it well enough, you're crazy. They definitely protected it, which I appreciate. Okay, you're back. I know, I see you. Alright, Daddy's standing up. Alright, let me get a quick drink, wet my whistle, guys. Ah, okay. All right, let me get some of this over here. Make sure. You know, something fell earlier. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. I wasn't sure. No. Wasn't sure what dropped. Okay, there it is. It's a little washer. The mystery washer. Wonder where that goes. We'll set that to the side. Nope, leave it. Alright, let's put all this stuff back in here. You're not helping. Oh, you're pain. Get out of the way, you dork. Alright, I think we got all the packaging off over here. Let's get this last piece off on this side. Pull off. Nope, leave it. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is try to pull this out of here, and then I can fold this box up. Looking at this rack, not sure, it might just be the fender. Optical illusion. It looks like the rear rack is bent a little, but we'll see here in a little while. Probably something that can be bent back. Okay. Grab some of the dog's mess. Throw all this stuff in here. We'll fold that up, make a little room so we can start our assembly process. Not sure how many's in the chat. If you're not into e-bikes, I may have already lost you, which I understand, because this isn't going to be a quick and easy procedure. As you can see, it took us probably a half hour or so to just unpackage the damn thing. Oh Lord, what a mess. This. All right. Let's fold this up. These in there. more puppy scraps. Alright guys, drag this out of the way. And then we'll get back to business. Little room. We'll take that outside here in a little while. Okay. Roll this puppy back over here. A little click back there. I'm sure it's that rack. We'll see what's going on here shortly. Okay, that's not too bad. Make sure you guys can see me. We're still in the film. Alright, let's see. Get this puppy to stand up by itself. What can I do here? It's not going to work with me, is it? So let's do this. There we go. Now I'm probably not in the film, right? Roll this over here. See where we're at. Oh, that's not too shabby. I like it. Okay. Now, back to our manual and our tools. Oh, read it. Make sure they don't say right and left. I'm sure they don't. Just making sure. One side's going to have a reverse thread. That's how that works. Or petals. Oh. Okay. Looks like it's trying. I don't want to get it cross-threaded, that's for sure. Nope. The sucker starts and it seems like it doesn't want to go. Seems to want to cross sideways. Maybe a burr or something in there. Check my comments. No comments. It seems like, let's check on here, see if these are both the same thread, and they, well, I don't think they are. Maybe that's our problem. So the thread is backwards like I thought I had the wrong one there. So your left will be the one with left-hand threads. You want these pretty tight, guys. I forget, I actually just seen something the other day. It was like 60 Newton meters or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not on this particular bike either, but I was quite surprised by how much pressure that they're actually supposed to be tightened up. So this one should be backwards. I can't even do it. Laying down too much. Alright, we'll skip that pedal for now. Let's get this puppy flipped over. So it'll be easier. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. Get an Allen wrench here. Let's see. Nope. Of course not. Wrong one. So it's the bigger one for the neck. And it's just 4 screws here. Allen wrench. Get the handlebars on and then we can flip it upside down. Be a lot easier to play with. And get the pedal on, get the tire on, and then put the kickstand down. We can flip it upside down. A lot more options. Maybe we can just leave these loose. Possibly. Probably not. Let's just pull it. Let's just pull it. So I also watched another clip on this particular bike, and he was saying that the handlebars move a little, like back and forth in, aggressive areas. They don't quite tighten down enough. So I'm not going to take his word for it. We're going to see if that stands true. But if it does, I would advise just putting a strip of electrical tape on there, guys. Just put a couple wraps of electrical tape on the handlebars before you set them down in here. And being, a rubbery substance, that should grip onto them real well once it's clamped down. So not a deal breaker there by no means. Easy fix if that's the case. These are what they call BMX handlebars. I like them. You guys know what a BMX is? It's kind of where the freestyle world started. Back in, probably the 80s. That's when freestyle BMX stuff started. They're the 20-inch tires. A little tough to get to. I'll just keep going with these. Get them down pretty close. Maybe it'll hold the handlebars anyway. Probably not. Get in there. There it goes. I can get that one down more. No. Working on the wrong side now. Let's go around over here. Let's get this off too. Allow me a little more room to get my hands in there. So there's our monitor, guys. And it's a color monitor as well. Let's just flip that up out of the way. We will fire that up. Show you guys that if our battery gets charged before we end the clip. Who else is hanging out with us still? Who's the trooper? Leave a comment. Let me know who's still in here. Have we lost everybody yet? That'd be nice to have a ratchet. But we didn't prepare. I wanted you guys to see me unbox everything start to finish. There we go. Well, you guys are still hanging with me. Eating and watching. What are we eating? Says there's 7. Lucky 7. I like Lucky 7. Well, I'm surprised there's anybody hanging with me. But, I don't know, some people like to see other people work, huh? Zapton's still here. He's a trooper. Any of you guys own XRP? XRP was on a rise today. For some weird reason. Actually up 20% this morning. Pretty crazy. 20% in one day. It was 20% within hours. The charts told me it might go to 40% before we'll have a retrace. That's a digital currency, for those of you who don't know. And I don't trade and all that stuff. I'm not in it too much. I just did a lot of research and picked one that I liked, so bought some and just stuffed it away for a rainy day. All right, those seem tight enough anyway. All right, let's see if we can get some lean against that wall. Hold it up. Nice. All righty, let's see. Haven't looked at the instructions at all, guys, so we're just winging it. What is this guy? Not sure. I'm thinking that's packaging. That'd be my guess. Alright, oh, I may have found where my washer went. I see a little screw down here. It looks like the same size washer. Question is where the screw is, if that's what it is. I'll grab my scissors again, more packaging. We need the axle anyway. Here's the axle. Got that. All right. It is not light. This thing is a monster. But weight equals quality in my book. At least I got something that weighs something for my money. Let's see here. Trying to keep an eye on the chat, guys. Yeah, I don't know if these little wrenches are going to get that. Let's try that other combo wrench that came with it, which isn't there. Here it is. In here with the manual. Yeah, this seems a little thicker in gauge. Not so chintzy as the other wrench. Let's see. It's the right size, so we'll probably get it off of there. Yep. Okay. Make that puppy loose. Yep, I guess we're going to go all the way. Give it some more love. I see. So it has a little indenture where the axle sets. So if the axle nut was to actually come loose, you definitely have some time before it would actually fall off, because it's kind of concaved in the fork here. Got you guys up on the tripod, so I'm not going to mess with you. But that's a good thing. Alrighty. Let's see if we can slide. The only thing I'm concerned about now is the brake. I just slide it up in there. Okay, we've got a little gizmo in there. So pull that tab out of the brakes, and that should be about the same thickness as the rotor to slide up in between your brake pads. So we have this inside the caliper. The caliper is this here, which is what holds the brake pads. Just giving you guys a little brake lingo. All right, let's see if we can do this. Where are we going to have to stand up? It's a big bike, guys. A big bike. We can lift this puppy and work it in. All packaging, damn it. There we go. Nobody breathe. Just try to slip our axle in there. Ooh, stay up there, baby. It's a balancing act. Now this has a quick release also, just like the seat post, which is great. It doesn't matter, but my personal opinion and how I'm going to do mine is put the lever opposite of the brake, which makes most sense to me. So we've got 2 springs. Not 100% sure on that. Damn it. Wish I had a bike rack to hold this sucker. I'm going to pull these springs. Actually, maybe one goes on one side and one goes on the other. Have to check the manual. I think that's what I'm going to run with for right now. And then I'll check the manual once I get it put together. We'll see if my guess is correct. Kind of hard to read the manual. Wow. We're trying to balance all this crap. Alright, stay there, baby. There we go. Now, let's put this on. Get that side started. Big chap's laughing at me. Alright, that looks good for now. We'll check that out here in a little while, see if I got that axle together right. Now, we should be able to put our kickstand down. Now that we have a wheel attached, that would be nice. Ta-da! Alright, this thing is a monster, guys. It just hit me once I put that other tire on. Super awesome. Super, super, super cool. It's a beast of a bike. And the seat sits down way low for you girls that are looking for a bike. Not going to affect you if you're short. I can't remember, I want to say 5'4", maybe, was on their website, that they said that it was good for short people down to 5'4", I believe they said. I could be wrong, but just check the website. It's wicked wired. Just Google that and it'll come up with it. Actually, I'll drop the link in the description. There was something else I said I put in the description earlier too, but I forgot about that. Not sure what I said. Also, I would put in the description, but I'll have to watch the rewind. So it also has locking suspension. So you can flip this here, and that should lock, or shock. See, they don't go down there. And this should give us some shock. Wow, those are stiff. Yeah. we've got shock. Do it over here on the brakes. Hard to do it from this side because the handlebars will land back the other direction. But yeah, pretty stiff, which is good. So you guys are going to put this on a rack, or if you're pretty much on pavement, that's when you would want to lock out that suspension, because it'd be a little less resistance for running down a paved road. 5'3". Well, it could be 5'2", Cindy, but I can assure you 5'3" could ride this. I mean, seriously, it's pretty damn low. Let me see if I got a tape measure here handy. Something's hanging up in there. That's what was clicking earlier. I gotta figure that out. So from the bottom of the pedal, or the pedal in the down position, I've got a hair less than 28 inches with the seat, from the top of the seat to that pedal. So if your legs are shorter than 28 inches, then you won't be able to reach the pedals. And it being a step through, you come to a stop, you just jump off the bike, and this drops you way down. So I don't know that they even stated a measurement. I did so much research on e-bikes that I could be wrong. On a step through version, it's pretty much unlimited. I'd say 4'8" myself. In other words, really short. Alright, let's see what we've got going on back here. Yeah, rack is slightly bent. See what's going on. So let's give that a little fudge. Smoke a cigarette. Smoke a cigarette. Here's something else I hadn't showed you guys yet. While I'm smoking, we can do that. This is an extra. This was ordered through them as well. You can get these off the same website. And it's a little basket for the front. And it's detachable. Pretty cool, huh? And I just noticed it's got a little zipper in here as well. I'm not sure what that is. Probably padding. We'll look into that. But it's a little zipper here. You guys can see that. Back and forth. Nice little pocket on the inside. So you got the rack on the back, and then these will fold out, I assume. And this will sit right up here. I believe they had a wire rack as well. It's a little bit more expensive, but I like that because it's detachable. So, you know, you run up to the store to get a few things, you can throw them in there, and just grab the basket off and take it on in the house. So I thought that was pretty cool. No, Lola won't fit in that. Trust me, Lola doesn't need to fit in there. She is the reason I bought this bike. See, most people don't know, but Australian cattle dogs were bred to run beside horses to round up cattle. And I've read multiple things that, you know, these dogs run 10 miles a day beside horses, cowboys on horses over in Australia in the outback. I mean, you're talking lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. So these dogs they're survivors. They can survive just about anything and everything. They're just unbelievable dogs. So she is what we call a Texas healer, which is a cross between Australian Shepherd and Australian Cattle Dog. So I describe her as a healer, which is what an Australian Cattle Dog is. If you've heard of Blue Healer, Red Healer, Queensland Healer is also a name for them. They're all the same dog. But with the Australian Shepherd mixed with her, I call her a healer on steroids, because that's basically what she is. So this guy has hydraulic brakes also. I don't think I mentioned that. There are no cables. So this is just like your car, where you have brake fluid. This has hydraulic brakes. There are no stretching of the cables, having to readjust your cables all the time because they stretch inside the tubes that they run in, which usually the cables don't stretch much. It's the covering actually that wears once the cable goes back and forth. It just kind of acts like a saw. So it seems like the cable shrinks, but it's just the tubing around the cable mainly. It is a 7-speed, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gears. And here's your controller. The controller on most e-bikes you're going to find around 20 amps. This one's 40 amps. Some are 28. You might find a 30 here and there. But this sucker is a 40 amp. It's got a 40 amp controller on it. A 60 volt battery. The tires are 26 by 4. So big fat tire. 5 levels of speed. And it's set from the factory, which is the law for class 2, that they are governed at 20 miles per hour, which is where I plan on keeping mine to keep it under warranty. Year down the road, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into the warranty, but I think it's a year. After that, you can unlock them to do 35, not even pedaling. Depending on your weight, of course. I mean, if you're 300 pounds, it's probably not going to do 35. But I'm hoping to get 35 out of it myself. I've been keeping my weight under 200. I'm down to, I think, around 185 now. I've lost a lot of weight. It was up to 230 at one point. So we've really been watching the weight. And we'll let you know. Clothed with boots, blah blah blah. And I'll probably be 195, 200. But we'll see. Hopefully I can get at least 30 plus. I'd be more than happy for sure. So let's see if we can bend this out. I think it's just rubbing the tire here. Might have been smacked by UPS or thrown. Just a bad spot to even move it. I think with some tools, pry bar, definitely get it pried out. I It's rubbing the tire here a little bit. That's what's going on. Just needs to be shifted back over, and two people could do this a lot easier too, so. Get somebody to hold the bike while they shove on it. Hard to push and shove at the same time, or push and pull at the same time, rather. Alright, we gotta get that other pedal on. Let's see where our battery's at. Maybe we can get the monitor. And we're still in the red, guys. Which I was afraid of. It's probably gonna take a little while for that to charge. So maybe we will come back and do another live later on with the monitor. And after that, I will hopefully be able to take it for a spin tomorrow. Yeah, this side, what do they say, righty-tighty? It's lefty-tighty, because this is your left pedal. So lefty-tighty on the left pedal. But the other side is all the same. Normal threads, righty-tighty. So keep that in mind. I think that's a standard on any bike. So if you're having problems trying to get the thread started, that would be why. Pedals are mainly metal, a little bit of plastic on the tops, no spikes, a little texture in the plastic, I guess I would call it there, so your feet don't slip off. To each his own. I prefer this type. The spikes are just looking for a cut on your shin if your foot slips off. Okay, Spike, a little lag on my television. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, guys. Until we can get the monitor going, I'm probably going to get me a pry bar in the meantime, just to kind of shift that rack back over, which, you know, it's pretty stout, obviously, because I'm not just bending it over. So I need some leverage here. So yeah, it sucks it's bent, but at the same time, it kind of tells me the quality of this rack. You know, it's not just flopping like a flounder, in other words. So if I need a pry bar to bend it back a little bit, it kind of tells me that the steel is made of something. Of course, weighing 80 pounds and UPS just chucking it here and there, it could have very well happened just like that, which is what I'm pretty sure is what happened. So it is what it is. Just a little shift this way, half inch or something. We'll get a little pry bar in there. We'll deal with that. No complaints, but everything looks great. No chips on the paint that I've seen. Everything looks flawless. Everything was packaged more than one could ask for. So it's a 7-speed, as I said. The monitor has 5 levels of pedal assist. So I will put the link to the website in the description. And watch the rewind. It was something else I was going to let you guys know that I couldn't remember earlier as well. I like this here too. That's a nice little guard there to protect the frame from the chain. If the chain gets to bouncing or something going off-roading down dirt trails and stuff. So you'll probably get some slack in the chain. That's probably, I would imagine, what that is for, to protect the frame. So seat's decent, guys. It's really not bad. I was kind of expecting to buy another seat, but once again, You spend a little money, you get a little bit more quality. And I want to say the quality's here all in all. Totally impressed. Pretty nice tread on the tires. Does have a brake light. I'm not sure about blinkers. We'll get into all that stuff when I fire up the monitor. We'll get the battery hooked up. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hey, there's Saw. What's up, buddy? Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the rewind. We're just about all finished up here. We'll probably go live in, I don't know, a few hours maybe. We're waiting on the battery to charge, and I don't want to disturb it on its very first charge. So I think it had 2 bars out of 5, whatever it was. I showed it in the beginning of the clip. So you know, could be ready in 5 minutes, could be a few hours. Would be worst case scenario would be my guess. So once that's charged up, we'll get it plugged in. I'll show you guys the monitor. We'll go through that. And tomorrow, maybe tonight, we'll see. Weather bearing, we might even take it for a spin. So we'll see. I definitely don't want to get it wet because it's a brand new bike. So we're going to keep it dry. So we'll see what the rain and snow is going to do here. It's been a mess all winter long. One of the worst winters on record for sure. You know, I'm an hour, something like that, from Lake Tahoe, and those guys have had over 50 feet of snow. Yeah, not 50 inches, 50 feet of snow this year. So I'm east of them, so it all comes this direction. Of course, I'm at a different altitude, luckily, but it's just absolute insanity. The snow just keeps coming and coming and coming. So we'll go live here in a little while. Give it a few hours, and we'll hook up this monitor and get some controls going and check this thing out. So thanks for watching, guys. Smash the like if you don't mind on the way out. Appreciate you being here. We'll see you on the next one. Get you guys out of the tripod. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys.